So Irene from the Shrewsbury 24 campaign said she really likes this song. So this is for Irene and the Shrewsbury 24 campaign. And anybody who's particularly fighting for justice at the moment, there's a lot of that about. And for all of us, because we are all still waiting for social justice, aren't we? We don't want social mobility. We don't want a few of us cherry-picked out of the gutter for a place at the middle-class table. We want everybody to get a fair share of the wealth that we create and our generation have created. We want social justice. And we're all waiting for the justice bus. Every day after day after day, after day after day, we shrug ourselves into the same clothes we wore yesterday. And we queue up with the pensioners, students, school kids and mums. Cheap labour, waiting for the bus to come. While we rise up in the shadows we remain. On the streets where we live, all it ever does is rain. So we tumble out of doorways, stumble through the dark struck dome. Cheap labour, waiting for the bus to come. We're waiting for the justice bus, waiting for the justice bus. Oh, that justice bus. It's a long time coming, but we're waiting for the justice bus, waiting for the justice bus. Cheap labour, waiting for the justice bus. Well, every day after day after day after day after day, we rattle to the glue factory on a 46A, where we hold it all together for crust and crumb. Cheap labour, waiting for the bus to come. And the driver takes your money and he sadly shakes his head. He says, this ain't the justice bus, it's the 46A instead. So we queue up with the pensioners, students, school kids and mums. All us cheap labour, waiting for the bus to come. Because we're waiting for the justice bus. We're waiting for the justice bus. Oh, the justice bus. It's a long time coming, but we're waiting for the justice bus. Yeah, we're waiting for the justice bus. Cheap labour, waiting for the justice bus. God sleeps late in his private estate with all his profits, stocks and shares. Is this your idea of heaven? Who wants to be a millionaire? Not me! Not me! Who wants to be a millionaire? Not me! Because I'm working on the justice bus. I'm working on the justice bus. The justice bus. It's a long time coming, but I'm working on the justice bus. I'm working on the justice bus. Cheap labour, I'm working on the justice bus. I want to ask you, are you working on the justice bus? Let's all sing. I'm working on the justice bus. I'm working on the justice bus. The justice bus. It's a long time coming, but I'm working on the justice bus. I'm working on the justice bus. Cheap labour. I'm working on the justice bus. Cheap labour. I'm working on the justice bus. Proud to be cheap labour. I'm working on the justice bus. With a bit of luck, we're going to get a special banner up here because I've got something to read as well. So, guys are ready. Oh, shirt back again. Go on, turn the shirt back. Right, bit of paper. It's good to see this. Okay, Bob Crow, our leader, friend, international trade unionist, socialist and proud fighter for the working class, died 5 years ago. His branch, LU Engineering of the RMT, in a mark of respect, has changed its name to the Bob Crow branch for 1 year only to mark this anniversary. Our banner is to be donated to his family at the end of the year for auction in aid of the British Heart Foundation. We offer solidarity to all the workers of the world and say, if you fight, you may not always win, but if you don't fight, you'll always lose. Viva Bob Crow! Bob Crow was no angel. Bob Crow was no saint. Bob Crow was a union man. Bob Crow was nobody's fool. Bob Crow was no passerine. Bob Crow was a union man. So you raise your head, raise your voice, raise your hand for peace and justice. Here's to the next Bob Crow. Here's to the next Bob Crow. Bob Crow loved his family, his Millwall and his class. Bob Crow was a union man. Bob Crow hated bosses, their governments and their wars. Bob Crow was a union man. So you raise your head, raise your voice, raise your hand for peace and justice. Here's to the next Bob Crow. Here's to the next Bob Crow. From the tunnels of the London Underground to the rigs of the North Sea Oil, Bob Crow was our union man. Bob Crow built the union up by never backing down. Bob Crow was a union man. So you raise your head, raise your voice, raise your hand for peace and justice. Here's to the next Bob Crow. Here's to the next Bob Crow. So you raise your head, raise your voice, raise your voice, raise your hand for peace and justice. Here's to the next Bob Crow. 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 In the morning, there's a neighbour being born. Hold the door. we're coming through the twilight and the starlight, and it's dark before the dawn. Hold the door, we're coming through. And when the sky's falling, who keeps the sky from falling? As you do, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, much like me and you. Well, you'll have seen us with the charter, you'll have seen us stop the war. Hold the door, we're coming through. We're the flowers in the garden of all the work that went before. Hold the door, we're coming through. And when the sky's falling, who keeps the sky from falling? As you do, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, much like me and you. Well, of course it takes forever, but one day we'll all get there. Hold the door, we're coming through. When the war is over and the peace has been declared, hold the door, we're coming through. And when the sky's falling, who keeps the sky from falling? As you do, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, much like me and you. With our children on our shoulders, this is how we touch the sky. Hold the door, we're coming through. We will give them wings and they will learn to fly. Hold the door, we're coming through. And when the sky's falling, who keeps the sky from falling? As you do, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, much like me and you. All us ordinary giants, all us ordinary giants, all us ordinary giants, much like me and you.